Mahalo, Kelvin. Aloha, everyone, and welcome. It is truly wonderful to see all of you here today to share in the teachings of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We are so grateful that His Holiness could travel from India to be with us today. Before he begins, I'd like to share with you some background on the life of the Dalai Lama and how it is relevant to us today. He was born in 1935 in a small village in Tibet, and at the age of 2, recognized to be the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama. He began his monastic education at age 6, studying Buddhist philosophy, logic, Tibetan art and culture, the Sanskrit language, and medicine. He also had the opportunity to study music and poetry. At the age of 15, the Dalai Lama assumed full political power as the leader of Tibet. At 19 years old, he traveled to China for peace talks to meet with Mao Zedong and other leaders. However, at the age of 23 in 1959, His Holiness was forced to leave his home in Lhasa and fled into the neighboring country of India. However, shortly before leaving Tibet, His Holiness passed his final exams, awarding him a Geshe degree, the equivalent of a doctorate in Buddhist philosophy. So between the ages of 15 and 23, the same age as many of you here today, the Dalai Lama had earned advanced educational degrees and was taking on the responsibilities as his nation's spiritual and political leader. Since then, His Holiness has shared his message of compassion and nonviolence with the world. He's advocated for peaceful solutions based on dialogue and shared understanding. He has received numerous global awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989 and a U.S. Congressional Medal in 2007. This year alone, he has received the Mahatma Gandhi International Award for Reconciliation and Peace and the Templeton Prize. Today, His Holiness will be speaking to the topic of educating the heart. Humans nurture their children from birth. They give hugs, tender care, teach children to be kind, to share, and think of others first. Schools can also play a role in continuing this type of teaching, sharing lessons on empathy, compassion, patience, and conflict resolution. But in an age of budget cuts and standardized testing, these values are being lost in many American schools. I believe it is the combination of both cognitive skills combined with social and emotional learning that will contribute to happier and healthier people, families, and societies. And this is why we must prioritize these values now. Practicing these social and emotional skills is something we must cultivate throughout our lives. As Mother Teresa said, "A smile is the beginning of peace." You know that showing a smile instead of getting angry during a misunderstanding can prevent a situation from escalating. In contrast, getting angry can make the situation worse and cause more problems. Empathy, or being able to feel another's viewpoint, helps us to find well-being, not just for ourselves or our immediate family, but for everyone. Your Holiness, you've said that world peace begins with our personal inner peace. You have spent your life consistently living and sharing this most important message, even during the most challenging of times. Thank you for being such an inspirational model for peace. His Holiness also teaches us the more we can learn how to develop warm-heartedness and compassion, the more we will be happy, but more importantly, the more we will be able to help others and share in the building of a more healthy and peaceful world. Our culture here in Hawaii echoes this sentiment of peace. As Mary Kavina Pukui has said, "He ali'i ka la'ai, he haku na ke aloha." Where peace is, their love abides also. Here in Hawaii, the spirit of sharing and love is called aloha, and it is one of the many reasons why living here is so very special. It is my hope that you will take the lessons the Dalai Lama will share today and apply them in your own life. Just as Jake said in his video, let's have our hearts and minds open to listening and learning. Please let's show His Holiness the Dalai Lama our warm aloha and welcome him now.
Thank you. Danke, Herr.